on Kantapur HD, and it's great to have you with us. It really is for what it might be a little bit too early to say it's going to be a classic, but it has the makings. It just has the feel of something special. I said it since this morning that there was an anticipation from not just the players but in the crowd. It feels like a new era for Nepal cricket.
Yes, that would definitely be the case, since there are lots of crowds there in numbers, in thousands of people in the ground supporting Nepali cricket, supporting Sandeep Lamichhane in his comeback. And with that, the Nepali batters should perform because the crowds are backing them. Look at the number of crowd. Look at the number of people there on the grass banks.
Yeah, it's a very special place. I've always said that. This one's darted in. Sort of delayed appeal, wasn't it, from Gerhard Erasmus, and a question as well. Probably a question of height and also maybe some bat involved. His buddy Pradhan is unmoved, and maybe just a little friendly piece of advice as well, not to question the umpire too much, even though you're the captain, Gerhard. Yeah, too high for me. Back live with you now as Bertel looks for that sweep shot. There's a real passion for the sport here. Cricket in Nepal is almost like a religion, but isn't it great to see the crowds return in such great numbers?
Yeah, it's good to see the crowd has come back in numbers to support Nepali cricket. Yet another good ball by Erasmus. Good over so far. There's only 2 runs given at the end of 8. Nepal are 38 for 1.
Keep on pumping, a winning and charged. That is what you want to be. Get charged.
Officially at games here before, and maybe even a little bit more than that by the time you include the fans that hover outside the ground. We've even seen those images of people up in the trees, just getting any vantage point they can. Facilities may be somewhat basic in some areas of this ground, but it really is special. There's an atmosphere, there's a feel to it. Just take a look at those grass banks, the way they fill up. And the nice thing at this time of year, when you compare it to the Nepal T20 that was fiercely cold then, and it was really the depths of winter, there's a lovely feel of spring in the air. It's probably, 23, 24 degrees, perfect cricketing weather, and what a great day to come and enjoy the action and support the national team at the TU International Cricket Ground.
Yes, you can have a sunbath in the grass banks, support your team, and have a snack or two. That'll be very good for the spectators. And they have come out in numbers here. I think there are more than 5,000 people around supporting their home team, Nepal. And the batsmen, they should identify that and play like the champions to chase this target down.
I think you're spot on. Play like champions. Don't be overwhelmed by the occasion and embrace it. Understand the fact it's a really good wicket. Now, what's interesting here is we saw the Pakistani umpire Rashid Riaz officially warning, we've had it confirmed, Tangeni Lungameni, for running down the wicket into the danger zone. And that is because he was running basically straight down the wicket where he was aiming. You've got to get away from that danger zone. So now he has to come over the wicket. I don't think he's anywhere near as threatening from there. That's a little benefit, little boost to Nepal.
Yes, he was bowling from round the wicket earlier, and he was not going away from the pitch, but he was going towards the danger area, towards the ball where he was bowling. That is why he has to change his ends, change his side, though, coming over the wicket to the right-hander, and still bowling that ball stump to stump. He's given only 2 runs in his... that was well picked up off his pads, running down to the boundary. What have he done? I think he saved it. A comedy of errors there.
Probably just be 2 runs to the total. Maybe the replay will tell us differently. Nice pickup stroke. That's one of Mala's favoured ones. It's a good diving effort from your France. If we did have the boundary checking operation, which we don't, what would it have told us? I think it would have told us he's actually all right. By accident. He's accidentally kicked it back into play.
He had no clue where the ball was. Against, played down the third man's area for a single. Ganamal is pushing off.
I tell you what I'm glad of as well. I know the Nepali fans incredibly well, and I'm lucky to share a great bond with them and come back and cover so much cricket here. Any time you see something controversial in cricket involving Nepal, like let's just say, for example, on this replay, Piquet France's leg was over the rope while he was touching the ball, which it wasn't. This was a clean stop because of the left boot here. Look, nothing wrong with that. That's 2 runs to the total. However, if the replay had shown that his leg was over, you can already see it would have been screenshotted 10 times. It would have been a video clipped. It would have been on every fan forum, and they'd all have been saying, why wasn't that for? Let's keep the controversy away. We've had enough. End of the ninth over. It's 41 for 1.
Keep on pumping, that is what you want to be. Get charged.
Continue bowl the 10th and final over of the first power play. So this will be the final over where just 2 fielders are allowed outside the circle, both on the leg side at the moment. Long on and the deep square leg in place. Erasmus does have the slip in. We were just talking off air there, Paresh, about controversies and always drama, isn't there? There's always drama in Nepali cricket, it seems to be. Do you feel, though, that the joy is coming back on occasion like today, a big crowd, hopefully what should be a really close contest, and the passion and the love for the game, is that going to override everything?
Yes, the joy is definitely coming back. The joy of playing cricket, the joy of watching cricket, the joy of commentating in a cricket game. That was very well bowled by Erasmus. A slow in the air, a hint of a turn there.
Well, come on then, give me some joy. Are we going to see an all-time classic here? Are we going to see Nepal chase down this total, maybe?
I strongly believe that they will chase this target. That was a wide ball. Yes, rightly so. Erasmus is not happy with the umpire.
I'd just love to see you off the fence. I thought you were going to say 50-50. Well, it would give, I think, this entire home crowd great joy. If they were to even get close to this target, you can almost anticipate the enthusiasm, the love, and the passion. It would be on display. Well bowled. Erasmus is a clever bowler. He's ever the competitor. I think these overs from Erasmus and Schultz are probably the 20 where the Nepali batters just need to be a little bit careful. I'm not saying they need to go into their shells at all, but you don't want to be giving wickets away to their 2 best spinners, and they won't with strokes like that, over-pitched, and no more than a punch. That's all Mala needed to do. Again, you see how quick the outfield is. A nice boundary through the offside, hands on hips from some of the Namibians.
Yeah, look at the shot. Rightly toss it up in the air, right on the slot, and Ganamal doesn't miss those. He hit it through the carpet, 4 runs. Again, a bit shorter this time. Good comeback by Erasmus.
He's such a competitor, really fierce in terms of his leadership. He is so brilliant in everything he does. Can't speak highly enough about him on and off the pitch. Erasmus, outstanding man. And his performances in the field and captaining, defending this total will be critical. I'm going to say honours even at the end of the power play. Neither side ahead right now with 10 gone. Nepal 47 for 1.
Keep on pumping, a billion charge. That is what you want to be.
Yeah, it feels like honours even, doesn't it? The worm indicating that, and the messages flooding in on social media. We thank you for all of those. We will get to some of those while we have some Seamers bowling. And just remember to tell us where you are watching from. You can slide in and send us a direct message or a tweet on in Bactapur, in New Zealand, in America. What time is it in America? What time are you staying up till? Mala down the ground, and he's going to get 4. Just one bounce in front of the rope. Lovely pickup shot, brings up the 50. This chase is starting to grow in confidence.
Well, like I said, you have to bat like champions. That is what Malla is doing right now. Anything on the slot, you should go for it. Just don't play negative cricket. You should play positive cricket. Play your natural game. That will definitely get to the target. And even Kushal Patel is playing his positive game. Ganam Malla is also playing his positive game. Both the batsmen over 20 for now. On the bat, but Lungamedi ball is coming onto the bat. He has that weather variation. That is why it's pretty hard to get off with.
Do you think it's a big advantage, though, for Nepal to be able to face Lungamedi from only over the wicket because of that warning? Immediately, it just restricts basically his entire game plan. And we do love to hear your questions as well. If you have any questions, let us know. Me, Andrew Leonard here, alongside Paresh Lahani, the former Nepal national team batter. I have to answer them straight away. The Nepali Pied Piper asking, is it just the two of us in the commentary box? It is. We're here for every ball. We can't go anywhere. They've got us here just for you. But we're delighted to be doing so. A good question this, which I'm going to ask you, Paresh. As Mala looks for the single but doesn't get it. Binod Bakash Simkata asks, why do we think there's an issue for strike rotation amongst the Nepali batters?
It's all about the playing on the surface. If the surface is slow, the main thing is that the batsmen, the Nepali batters, they are used to getting big 6s and 4s. They are not used to getting singles and doubles. This is why they have to develop their innings to try and off the game, off the nets, off the field, go to the nets, go to the, let's say, match scenario, try to get as much as singles in the first power play. It's 10 overs power play in one day, get 60 balls, get 30 single.
Oh, that's a lovely on drive. The long on fielder's gone out, so just be single. And it was a time question, because just as we sit there, Mala wanted the single, but Bertel turned him down. Rupak watching on from us. He says it's 2 o'clock in the morning there. Very good morning, Rupak. Do get sleep if you can at some point, but great to have you with us. There's a huge expat community, isn't there, of Nepalis in particularly America and Australia?
Yeah, both the countries. I think there are cool Nepalis in US and in Australia.
Interestingly, back around the wicket, that one thuds into the stumps, but Lungani, very honest, says he didn't make any contact with it, so Mala can't be in danger of being run out. 11 overs gone. Nepal are 50 for 1.
Is what you want to get charged. Keep on pumping your thing, charge. That is what you want to be.
was asking Paresh, what do you think the target at the 25th over mark would be for Nepal from here?
It will be very difficult to answer that, but you have to play on phases. That's the leg side, that's what wide. Like what I meant is you have to build up a partnership in phases, like say 5 overs phase, and then another 5 overs phase, another 5 overs phase. Let's say 5 overs, 22, 25 runs partnership. That is the way you should go.
Thuds into the pad and given. I said you can get a bit of everything from Jan Nicol off to Eaton. It was a drop down, leg side wide, followed up by one that Mala thought there to be hitting. Maybe it was, but he tends to just skid it on quicker to you. Mala made no contact with the bat, and Buddy Dan's finger, it goes up.
Yes, ball was there to hit, but it skidded the batsman. Gyanendra was unable to get a bat to it. Unlucky, he has to go back to the pavilion. Second wicket down for Nepal. Gyan goes for 25 off 35.
To the east and find some real run-scoring form. It's an interesting LBW. I think we've a couple of looks at it there. Mala just got himself in an awkward position. Is it probably going to go on to cannon into the middle and leg stump?
Yeah, it looked like that. But like we said, 20s, 30s is not enough for a batsman to chase this big target. Gyanendra should have stayed there till the 25th or the 30th over. If he had done that, he would have definitely scored a century. Rohit Paudel is a new man in.
And this is the problem that we were talking about it as second wicket partnership was being. They have awful habit, all of the Nepali batters, not your top order, all of them can start and get out. 20s and 30s will not chase you down to a yard. You need either 2 scores of 75 plus or 1 big 100 like we saw from Michael van Lingen in the first innings.
Yes, even, 70s and 80s, not only in chasing, that's a good drive by Rohit Paudel down to off for a single. Not only chasing a target, but batting first also. You should have a partnership, let's say, opening stand of 100 and the partnership, the first wicket partnership of 100 or 50 more. Batting first, so you should use your mind as a batsman. That's very well driven by Dale for a single.
It's a funny one, but because we have 9 a.m. local time starts very early in the morning, if you win an immaculate batting wicket, look at it still, even 62 overs in every way. A really good over from Lofty Eaton is down the breakthrough, and Nepal have an uphill climb from here. 12 gone, it's 55 for 2.
Keep on hoping of winning charge. That is what you get charged.
For Namibia, they've already turned to 5 bowlers. Wicket maiden, and he was hit out of the attack with 10 from his second. With the recent form that he has shown, that's catapulted him up the ICC ODI rankings to a career high for him in recent times, make him the danger man. And I think Nepal will be happy if they can keep him to that one wicket next to his name today. He's such a clever bowler, isn't he? His real strength is his accuracy. His fans very much getting into the game in a big way. Ranked 30th in the world. Schultz now is the highest he's ever been. A run away, all the way to the boundary. It's gone right between the keeper's legs. Wasn't a chance. Bertel likes that sweep shot. He sweeps really almost compulsively, not where he wanted to hit it, but he will get 4.
Yeah, a much needed boundary for Nepal and Kushal Patel. It was way outside of the LBW was not in the cards, but got the bottom edge in between the legs of the keeper down to the boundary for 4 runs. A much needed boundary for Nepal.
You just always feel like there's a chance he will give it away, though, at the same time.
Yeah, that is what the Nepali fans don't want at the moment. He should stay there, pick up singles and doubles, build up a partnership with Rohit Paudel. Let's say around 50 to 100 partnership. Just build it up, take singles and doubles. If the ball is there to hit, just hit it out of the ground.
And at the opposite end of the spectrum, in terms of approach and patience from the Nepali batters, Rohit Paudel is quite legendary, isn't he? Even at his tender age, still, of just gutsing it out, gritting it out, even when he's not in full flow. He's a bit like Gerhard Erasmus. He will do everything he can to stay there.
Yes, it's been a long time to see a youngster, a captain, batting like that. Even if it's not in touch, he just rotates the strike. And the main thing is he doesn't get panic in the center. He stays cool. He tries to rotate the strike. That is the good thing about him, about his batting.
He's also added some power to his game, really, in recent times. I thought he struck the ball really cleanly in the Nepal T20. And one other thing that he is, particularly when his old sparring partner Dipender Singh Airi comes to join him at the crease, he is grease lightning between the wickets. Vertel didn't want the second, Paudel did. They settle for the 1. 7 come off that over, 13 gone. 62 for 2. So Sheikh and Malla back in the hutch, Bertel and Paudel at the crease. Who would you anticipate coming in next? Would it be Sundeep Jura or would it be Dipender Singh Airi?
It depends on the situation. Nicely punched, but straight to short extra. Yeah, it depends on the situation. If they lose quick wicket now, I'm sure that Dipender Singh Airi will come in. If they have a partnership and then lose a wicket, I think Sundeep Jura will come in. But that's my personal view. Quick single taken. A good backing up by the big man here.
Yeah, it was always safely home. That's Lohan Lawrence, who does really well. Of course, do have a subfielder on the pitch as well. We wish Jan Freiding-Quell, who is at hospital with what I would suspect is probably a torn hamstring, if we were guessing. But Bertel is so quick, he's home there by 9 or 12 inches comfortably. In fact, these two are so quick they can basically run anything as long as they go immediately. And that is just a chip shot down the ground, and that is a shot of real class. Definitely the shot of the innings so far. He has not tried to overhit that. That's the key. He's hit it with the spin. And Rohit Paudel, he's a beautiful player to watch.
The key to this shot. Look at him. He timed the ball and he got that gap specifically long off and deep point, and placed that shot to the gap. A very good shot. Another pole shot, but straight to the fielder there.
A couple of things I want to bring up here, Paresh. One is, look at the way Namibia have learnt. They haven't gone with the deep square fielder, they've gone with the deep mid-wicket and the cow. That's an area where I suspect Michael van Lingen alone picked up 40 or 50 runs. Good diving stop will keep it to a single. The second point, you can hear the home crowd there chanting, row it, row it, row it. And we saw this during the Nepal T20. He's becoming a real hometown hero. He's an incredible young man.
Yeah, he's faced 7 balls and scored 7 runs. That is the sign of a positive batsman. And look at Kushal Patel, moves to 30 of 36. Another nice deflect off his pass, Rohit Paudel for a single down to mid-wicket. After 14 overs, Nepal are 70 for 2.
Exactly a run of ball needed from here. 36 overs remaining. I think if Namibia could pick up 1 or 2 more wickets, they'd feel very comfortable. The game still hangs in the balance. And Paresh, what's your feeling here? How integral is Rohit Paudel to this chase? Is he the one who's going to bat deep, bat all the way to the end?
Yeah, he has that ability to do so. He already has a century under his belt in the ODI. I think that is the highest ODI for a Nepali batsman. Apart from that, try to take singles, maneuver the ball around with soft hands, and just don't play dot balls. Quick singles. Good sweep shot again. Down to long leg region for yet another boundary. Good shot by Kushal Patel.
This goes back to the point we were making about Bertel. He is not a touch sweeper, he is a power sweeper. Whether he's trying to get it behind square like he was with this one, he always throws everything at it. And the reason this is such a good shot is the man out in the deep is probably 2 or 3 yards in front of square. So as soon as he gets it around the corner, he's going to get good reward. And if Bertel can keep going, these two will complement each other nicely. Remember, the main wicket-taking threat is the man with the ball in his hand, Bernard Schultz. So 5 runs come from that over. Gets us to the end of the 15th. It's 75 for 2.